Here's another batch of things to check out currently on Netflix Instant. Action-adventure, National Treasure. And Nicolas Cage plays a historian, and he's traveling around the globe trying to find clues so that he can find this long-lost treasure before a team of mercenaries does. This movie feels like Tomb Raider should have. It has the right amount of Indiana Jones vibe, but is still its own thing. The pacing of it is really good, it's never boring, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would. Crime thriller, The November Man. Pierce Brosnan plays an ex-CIA agent who gets brought back into the fold after someone who he loved gets brutally murdered. I hadn't even really heard about this movie. I heard of it, but I didn't know anything about it going in, and I really, really enjoyed it. In the Pierce Brosnan Bond movies, he was more of a smartass, whereas in this he's an agent and he's all business. He's going from place to place trying to find out why this person was killed, and he's uncovering things from his past, he's uncovering a conspiracy. Very much worth your time. Cool movie. Action comedy, Hot Fuzz. This was the second movie in the Cornetto trilogy that comprised of Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. Simon Pegg is this badass cop that gets put on duty in this little tiny English village, and it is totally a spoof on cop movies, but an actual comedy, not something like Epic Movie where it's just a bunch of references. Like, this actually has a plot, and it's funny. It's genuinely funny. There are some goofs on Shaun of the Dead. Nick Frost brings a lot of the comedy. Actually, the whole town brings the comedy, because just the stuff that happens is hilarious. And it all kind of culminates in this whole big, really over-the-top end sequence. Crime drama, Leon the Professional. Originally, the movie was released as The Professional in the US, and then years later, the international cut, or director's cut, called Leon the Professional, was released. And finally, it made its way over to the US. It's about a professional assassin who takes in a very young Natalie Portman after her family's murdered. He's being chased by a crooked DEA agent, played outstandingly by Gary Oldman. The American theatrical cut was good, but there definitely was something missing. And in the international cut, you get to see that there's a little bit more of a sexual tension between Leon and Matilda, which they decided wouldn't really fly too well for American audiences because Matilda was supposed to be 13. Nothing ever happens, but it's still, you can tell that there is sort of an attraction there. He's teaching her how to be a hitman, or hitwoman, to get her revenge for her parents being killed. Horror musical, Stage Fright. Originally, I thought this was going to be a remake of the old Giallo, but it's actually its own thing. It is a horror musical, and there's not too many of those. You know, you've got your Rocky Horror, you've got your Repo, but this one, it's not as good as those, but it still stands on its own. I really enjoyed it. It's a theater camp, and the students there are getting picked off by a guitar-wielding psychopath. The songs are good, the cast is really good. It starts off really strong. It does lose a little bit about the halfway point, but it's still worth seeing overall. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.